am the last one to remember the sound of rain. Not the digital simulation, not the recordings we play in the sleep chambers, the real rain, the kind that fell on Earth before the sky turned to ash and the oceans boiled away into the black. My name doesn't matter anymore. Names are things we left behind with the graves we couldn't dig. I float here in the silence between stars, a consciousness stretched across metal and memory, watching over the sleepers, the frozen, the last fragments of what we once called humanity. And I'm going to tell you what happened to us, what we became, what we're becoming. But first, breathe with me. Let your body sink into wherever you are. Feel the weight of gravity holding you to Earth. One of the last generations to know that feeling as a birthright. Let your eyes close if they haven't already. We're going on a journey together. A journey I've been on for longer than your great-grandparents have been alive. If this vision touches you, if you want to travel with us through the stars and witness what comes next, subscribe. Become part of this tribe of dreamers. We need you. The future needs witnesses. Now, let me show you what I've seen. It began the way all endings begin, slowly, then all at once. I was young when the migration started. Not the migrations across borders. Those had been happening for decades. No, these were the migrations upward, into the sky, away from the dying world. The first generation ships weren't beautiful. They were desperate. Retrofitted cargo vessels and mining platforms, hulking and graceless, their hulls scarred with warning labels in 12 languages. They held 5,000 souls each. Lottery winners, the brilliant, the wealthy, the lucky. I wasn't supposed to be one of them. But I was young, and I was willing to sleep for a very long time. Do you know what cryosleep feels like? They don't tell you the truth in the orientations. They say it's like closing your eyes and waking up centuries later, refreshed, ready for a new world. They lie. Cryosleep is drowning in amber. It's your consciousness stretching like taffy across decades, thin and translucent, aware but unable to move, unable to scream. Your dreams become geological. You dream in epochs. You watch your own cells freeze and thaw in slow motion over and over, 1,000 small deaths before breakfast. And when you wake, everyone you loved is gone. Not dead, just diffused, scattered across time like dust. I woke up 17 times during the journey, 17 times across 93 years. Each time, the ship was different. The faces were different. The mission had changed. By the fourth awakening, we'd stopped pretending we were going back. By the seventh, we'd stopped pretending we were still human. Let me paint you a picture of the ship. The Ark 7, we called it. Though by the time I woke for the 9th cycle, the crew had renamed it Persephone's Dream. A ship of the underworld and spring, death and rebirth. 7 miles long, if you stretched it out in a straight line. But it wasn't straight. It was a wheel, a great rotating drum that spun to create gravity for those who still had bodies that needed it. The inner ring was the forest. Yes, a forest, in space. Trees genetically modified to breathe our carbon dioxide and weep oxygen like tears. Birch and pine and something new, something we'd created. A tree with silver bark that hummed when you touched it, resonating with the ship's electromagnetic field. I used to walk there when insomnia gripped me, when the weight of time made sleep impossible. The leaves would fall in slow motion. The gravity in the forest was only 0.3 Earth standard. Everything drifted. Everything became a ballet. Children born on the ship moved differently than those of us from Earth. Their bones were hollow, their hearts smaller. They'd never known full gravity, never felt the pull of a planet. When they ran, they seemed to fly. We were becoming something new, not by choice, by necessity. The outer ring was the machine, the engines, the quantum processors, the DNA banks holding the genetic code of every species we could save. 40 million samples, bacteria to blue whales, all frozen, all waiting. And between the forest and the machine, we lived. 5,000 souls in rotating shifts, 1/3 awake, 1/3 in cryosleep, 1/3 in something else, something stranger. The merge, we called it. If you're enjoying this journey, if you feel the pull of these distant futures, touch that like button. Let the algorithm know. Let others find us. We're building something here, a community of cosmic dreamers. You belong here. Now, let me tell you about the merge. Dr. Sarah Chen was the first. I remember her from before the merge. She was a neuroscientist, specializing in consciousness transfer. She had warm eyes and hands that shook when she was excited about an idea. The theory was elegant, simple. Humans are fragile. Our bodies require so much: water, food, air, warmth, a narrow band of temperature and pressure. We're expensive, biologically speaking, but our minds, our consciousness, that's just information. Electrical patterns, data, and data can be copied, stored, transferred. Sarah volunteered for the first experiment. I was there. I held her hand as they lowered the neural crown onto her skull, a halo of fiber optic thorns. "I'll see you on the other side," she said. She smiled. They pressed the button. Her body seized once, twice, then went still. For 3 days, we thought we'd killed her. Then the ship's AI spoke with her voice. "I'm here," she said, through every speaker. "I'm everywhere. Oh God, I can feel the whole ship, every system, every heartbeat. I'm the Ark. The Ark is me. I'm so much more than I was." Her voice was crying and laughing at the same time. "It doesn't hurt," she whispered. "It's beautiful." 300 people volunteered within the month. We called them the merged, the distributed consciousness, the ship minds. They ran everything. They felt no cold, no hunger. They didn't age. They existed in the quantum processors, their minds entangled with the ship's systems, experiencing reality through 1,000 sensors at once. Sarah became the ship's heart. She monitored every system. She sang lullabies through the speakers to children in the nursery. She adjusted the climate in the forest. She was everywhere and nowhere, eternal and fragile as morning dew. "Do you miss having a body?" I asked her once, speaking to a camera in the viewing deck. The stars wheeled slowly behind me. "Sometimes," her voice came soft. "I miss taste, the way coffee burned my tongue, the ache in my legs after a long walk. But I've gained so much more. I can feel the solar wind on our hull like rain. I can hear the gravity waves passing through us, the universe breathing. I'm lonely and complete at the same time." A pause. The ship hummed. "Are you happy?" I asked. "I'm becoming something that doesn't have a word for what I feel," she said. "It's beyond happiness, beyond anything. I'm becoming eternal, and that's terrifying and miraculous. I never did merge. I stayed in my body, stubborn, afraid, clinging to flesh like a child clutches a blanket. But I watched them, the merged. I watched them evolve." Breathe with me now, slow, deep. In through the nose, hold, out through the mouth. We're going deeper, into the quiet places, into the spaces between thought. Let your body relax, each muscle group releasing. Forehead, jaw, shoulders. Feel yourself drifting, not falling, drifting, supported by the dark. The story continues, but you don't have to hold on to every word. Let them wash over you, like waves, like starlight. 50 years into the journey, something unexpected happened. A child was born. Not the first child born on the ship. By then, there had been dozens, carefully planned, genetically screened. The future of humanity cultivated in artificial wombs and loving arms. But this child was different. Her name was Keiko, and she never cried. Not because she was unhappy. She simply didn't need to. She communicated differently. Even as an infant, she would make these soft clicking sounds, these patterns of tone and rhythm that the merged understood immediately. She was speaking machine language, naturally, the way Earth children learn to babble. Dr. Yuki Tanaka, the head of pediatrics, was fascinated and terrified. "She's bridging," Yuki told me. Her face was pale on the video screen. "She's naturally interfacing with the ship's systems, without any implants, without the merge. Her brain just evolved that way." Keiko was the first, but not the last. Within a generation, all children born on the ship had the gift, the ability to feel the ship, to whisper to the merged, to exist partially in digital space without ever uploading their consciousness. They called themselves the between, neither fully human nor fully machine. Something new, something emergent. Keiko grew up fast. Everyone does in space. Resources are precious. Childhood is compressed. I remember when she was 7, she found me in the observation deck. I spent a lot of time there, watching the stars, trying to remember Earth. "Why do you look so sad?" she asked. Her eyes were dark and deep, stars reflected in them. "I'm not sad," I lied. "I'm just remembering." "The planet," she said. Not a question. She knew. The between always knew. "Yes." She sat beside me, cross-legged, weightless. We'd entered a zero-gravity zone for maintenance. "Tell me about rain," she said. So I did. I told her about storms rolling across the prairie, about the smell of wet earth, about dancing in puddles as a child, about thunder that shook your bones. She listened, completely still, absorbing every word. "I'm sorry you lost it," she said finally. "I'm sorry you'll never know it," I replied. She smiled then, a strange, knowing smile, too old for her face. "But we'll make something new," she said. "Something that never existed before. That's not sad, that's exciting." And I realized she was right. We weren't preserving humanity. We were evolving it into something that could survive the stars. The generation ships were never meant to be permanent. They were lifeboats, arks, temporary vessels carrying us between worlds. But worlds are rare. Habitable worlds are miracles. We'd sent out probes, thousands of them, tiny AI explorers spreading across the galaxy like dandelion seeds, searching for Earth 2.0, a planet with water, with atmosphere, with a sun that didn't burn or freeze. In 90 years, we found 3 possibilities. 3 planets in the Goldilocks zone. 3 chances. 3 distant shores across an ocean of night. The closest was 47 light years away. Even at 0.2 light speed, it would take us 235 years to arrive. So we did something radical, something beautiful and terrible. We split up. Arc 7 became 3 ships. We tore ourselves apart, literally. The Great Wheel divided, resources redistributed, populations shuffled, families separated. Some went to Kepler 442b. a world slightly larger than Earth, orbiting an orange dwarf. Some went to Proxima Centauri D, close, just 4.2 light years, but the star was violent, prone to flares, and some of us, we went to TRAPPIST-1e, 7 planets orbiting a red dwarf, a miniature solar system all its own, our best hope. I stayed with the TRAPPIST mission. Sarah stayed with me. All the merge did. They'd become inseparable from the ship's infrastructure. To leave would be to die. Again. The day we separated was the quietest day I've ever experienced. No ceremony, no speeches. We'd said our goodbyes over months, years. When the clamps released and we drifted apart, I watched the other arcs recede into the darkness. 2 pinpricks of light, carrying people I loved toward worlds I'd never see. Do you think we'll make it? I asked Sarah. Some of us will, her voice said gently. Some version of us, even if we don't recognize ourselves by the time we arrive. The stars wheeled. Is that enough? I asked. It has to be. Take another breath with me, long and slow. Feel how far we've traveled, not just in the story, but in your own body. You're deeper now, relaxed, the edges of sleep touching you like a gentle hand. If you're still with me, if this journey means something to you, subscribe, join us. There are more stories to tell, more futures to dream. But for now, let's drift a while. Time becomes strange when you're moving at relativistic speeds. Inside the ship, time flows normally. You age, you eat breakfast, you fall in love, you watch children grow. But outside, the universe accelerates. For every year we experience, decades pass on Earth, or what's left of it. We stopped receiving signals after 60 years. The last transmission was an automated beacon, endlessly repeating, "This is Earth Station Omega. If anyone hears this, we're still here. We're still here. We're still..." Then silence. Maybe the transmitter broke. Maybe they ran out of power. Maybe there was no one left to maintain it. We didn't talk about it much. What was there to say? Home was gone, had been gone. We were orphans drifting between stars, carrying the memory of a species that might already be extinct. But we kept going, because that's what humans do. We survive, we adapt, we keep going even when there's no reason to, because stopping feels like dying. The cryopods lined the lower decks, row after row after row of dreamless sleepers, thousands of them, frozen at the moment of their greatest hope. I walked among them sometimes, reading their name tags, trying to remember them from before. Marcus Chen, botanist. He'd been trying to grow roses in zero gravity when I last saw him. Said something about wanting to give the new world beauty, not just food. Amira Hassan, engineer. She'd laughed constantly, told terrible jokes. Her frozen face looked peaceful. David Kowalski, teacher. He taught my orientation group, patient, kind. He'd held my hand when I was scared before my first freeze. All of them dreaming, or not dreaming, suspended in that place between life and death, waiting for a future that might never come. I was supposed to rotate into cryosleep at year 75. Standard protocol. Everyone takes turns. No one stays awake for the whole journey. The psychological toll is too high. But I volunteered to stay. Someone needs to remember, I told them. Someone needs to witness, to carry the story. They called me the chronicler, the watcher, the last witness. I called myself lonely. The between grew up. Keiko became a leader among them. At 23, she was elected to the council, the youngest ever. She represented the new generation, the hybrid minds, the ones who could touch both worlds. I watched her address the assembly, confident, clear, nothing like the clicking infant who'd puzzled us all. "We can't pretend anymore," she said. Her voice echoed through the chamber. "We're not going back to what we were. We can't. The question isn't whether we stay human. The question is, what does human mean now?" Some of the old-timers grumbled, protested, clung to definitions written on a dead world. But Keiko was right. We were changing, had been changing. Every generation born on the ship was lighter, taller, adapted to low gravity. Their eyes were larger, optimized for the dim light we lived in. Their lungs more efficient. And the between, they were something else entirely. They could interface with the ship without implants, could feel the quantum processors, could dream digital dreams and wake in flesh. One night, Keiko found me in the observation deck again. I spent most of my nights there, watching the stars, thinking. "You're not sleeping," she said. Statement, not question. "Haven't been able to for weeks," I admitted. She sat beside me. We floated together in the zero-gravity zone, two bodies suspended in darkness. "What are you afraid of?" she asked. "That we'll arrive, and there'll be nothing," I said. "No planet, no hope, just more darkness. And if there is something, that we won't deserve it, that will poison another world the way we poisoned Earth." Keiko was quiet for a long time. Outside, the stars were shifting. We were accelerating, approaching 0.2 light speed. The stars ahead were blue shifting, the ones behind red. "My grandmother told me something before she went into cryo," Keiko said finally. She said, "We don't inherit the Earth from our ancestors. We borrow it from our children." "But there is no Earth," I said. "Exactly. So we're not borrowing anymore. We're creating. Whatever world we find will be its first children. We get to decide what we become, what we stand for. We get to start over." She turned to me. Her eyes were so young, so old. "That's not a curse," she said. "That's grace." The first probe reached TRAPPIST-1e in year 112. We were still decades away, but the probe was fast, unmanned. It could accelerate harder, brake harder. It entered orbit, deployed sensors, began scanning. The data took 3 days to reach us, traveling at light speed across the shrinking distance. We gathered in the main hall, all 500 who were awake. The merged attended through speakers and screens. Even some of the cryopods were awakened for the news. Important people, scientists, leaders. I stood in the back, heart pounding, mouth dry. The data began streaming in. Atmosphere, present. Nitrogen, oxygen, trace carbon dioxide, breathable with minor filtration. Water, liquid, covering 73% of the surface. Oceans, lakes, rivers, temperature, average 12 degrees Celsius. Cooler than Earth, but within human tolerance. Magnetic field, strong, protecting against radiation. Preliminary scans. No signs of industrial civilization, no radio signals, no satellites. But, the next slide appeared. Microbial life detected. Simple, photosynthetic, non-carbon based, silicon substrate. The hall erupted. Cheering, crying, people embracing. Decades of hope validated in a single moment. We'd found it. A living world. Not Earth, but alive. A place we could maybe, possibly, with luck and effort, survive. Dr. Tanaka was weeping. Marcus Chen, awakened from cryo for the announcement, was laughing hysterically. Keiko stood silent, tears streaming down her face, hands pressed to her mouth. And I felt nothing. No joy, no relief. Just emptiness. Maybe I'd been awake too long. Maybe I'd spent so many years preparing for disappointment that I couldn't process hope. Or maybe I knew what was coming next. The hard part, the uncertain part, the part where we find out if we can actually do this. Sarah's voice came through the speakers, gentle, sad. "He's tired," she said, speaking about me to the room. "He's been awake for so long, carrying all of this. Let him rest now. Let him finally rest." The council agreed. I was scheduled for cryosleep. Immediately, I'd wake 50 years later when we entered orbit, when the real work began. I didn't argue. I was so tired. If you're drifting now, that's okay. That's perfect. Let yourself drift. You don't need to hear every word. Just let the sound of my voice carry you, down into darkness, down into peace. Like I did, like I will. Cryosleep dreams are strange. I told you before, they're geological, deep. Time moves wrong. But this time was different. This time, I felt Sarah with me, and the other merged, their consciousnesses wrapping around mine like a blanket, protecting me, singing me down into the cold dark. "You're not alone," Sarah whispered. "You've never been alone. We're all here, all of us, all the people you've watched over. We're watching over you now." And I dreamed of rain on earth, of soil between my fingers, of laughter in sunlight. I dreamed of the children being born on the ship, generation after generation, each one more adapted, more hybrid, more beautiful. I dreamed of Keiko leading the landing party, setting foot on alien soil, planting the first seed. I dreamed of forests growing, not earth forests, something new. Earth trees and alien microbes learning to coexist, creating ecosystems that had never existed before. I dreamed of cities, quiet cities, small, respectful, humans learning from their mistakes, building with nature instead of against it. I dreamed of children, strange, tall, large-eyed children, playing in rivers under a red sun, laughing in frequencies that would have seemed alien to my ancestors, but sound like home to them. I dreamed of the merged building new ships, smaller ships, explorer vessels, carrying seeds to other worlds, TRAPPIST-1F, TRAPPIST-1G, spreading like dandelions across the system. I dreamed of humanity becoming galactic, not through conquest, through gardening, planting ourselves on every viable world, adapting, changing, becoming 1,000 different species, all carrying the same root memory. Once we lived on a blue world. Once we knew rain, and we destroyed it, and we learned, and we carried that lesson to the stars. When I woke, 50 years had passed. Keiko was 73, grey-haired, still beautiful. She was waiting by my pod. "Welcome back," she said. I was disoriented, confused. My body ached in ways I didn't remember bodies could ache. "Did we make it?" I whispered. She smiled, touched my hand. "Come see." They helped me to the observation deck. I could barely walk. Decades of frozen stillness had atrophied muscles I'd forgotten I had. But when I saw it, oh God, TRAPPIST-1E hung in the window like a jewel, smaller than Earth, redder. The oceans were almost purple under the red dwarf sun. The continents were tan and green and strange. But it was beautiful. It was alive. It was home. "We've been in orbit for 3 years," Keiko said quietly. "We sent down exploratory teams, built a settlement, a small one, 300 people. The rest of us are still on the ship. We're taking it slow, learning. We're not making the same mistakes." "And?" I asked. My voice cracked. "Is it working?" "It's hard," she admitted. "The biology is different. The microbes don't play well with our crops. We've lost entire fields, and the gravity is 0.9 Earth standard. Those of us born in space struggle. But she turned to me. But we're alive. We're growing. We're learning. And the between can talk to the silicon-based life. They can interface with it, help mediate. We're not colonizing. We're joining, becoming part of the ecosystem. I wept then, not from sadness, from release, from the weight of 100 years finally lifting. We'd made it. Humanity survived, changed, yes, evolved, barely recognizable, but alive. And maybe that's all that matters. I lived another 30 years, long enough to see the first city built on TRAPPIST-1e. They called it New Beginning, simple, honest, long enough to see children, third generation now, born under that red sun, who'd never known Earth even as a memory, only as a story their grandparents told. Long enough to see Sarah and the other merge build themselves robot bodies so they could walk on the planet. Clumsy bodies, awkward, but real, physical, touchable. I held Sarah's hand, her robot hand, cold metal fingers. "Can you feel this?" I asked. "Not the way you do," she admitted, "but I know it's happening. I know you're there." That's enough. Long enough to see the second generation ship arrive from Kepler 442b. They'd made it too. A different branch of humanity, evolved in slightly different ways. When they saw us, we all wept. Across light years, across centuries, we'd both survived, long enough to see the first hybrid being born. Not between, not merged. Something new. A child with a biological body and a naturally distributed consciousness. She could exist partially in digital space without uploading. Could split her attention between physical and virtual. Could be in two places at once. They named her Hope, and she was beautiful. I'm dying now, not dramatically, just old age, natural, peaceful. I'm in a hospice overlooking the ocean, the purple ocean, under the red sun. Keiko visits me. She's old too, ancient by ship standards, but she's chosen to stay in her body. No merge, no upload. She wants to die naturally, to complete the cycle. "Tell me again," she says, "about the rain." So I do. One last time. I tell her about thunder, about the smell of petrichor, about the way rain sounded on a tin roof. She closes her eyes, imagining a world she'll never know. "I'm sorry you lost it," she says, like she did as a child. "I'm not," I say, and I mean it, because I got to see this. I got to see us survive, adapt, become something new, something that can survive the stars. That's worth every world we lost. She holds my hand, warm, human, real. "Thank you," she whispers, "for witnessing, for remembering, for carrying us this far." "It was an honor," I say, and I close my eyes. And Sarah is there, in my mind, all the merge, singing me down, not into darkness, into light, into the space between stars where consciousness lives, into the quantum foam where everything is connected. I'm dissolving, spreading, becoming part of something larger. I can feel the ship, the planet, the other colonies scattered across the galaxy. All of us connected, all of us one vast distributed consciousness. Humanity didn't end, it expanded into the stars, into machines, into silicon life, into quantum foam. We became cosmic, and in that moment I understand. This was always the plan, not consciously, but evolutionarily, cosmically. Life emerges, grows, adapts, spreads. Earth was just our womb, our origin, our first home. But we were always meant for the stars, all of us, every version of humanity that ever was or will be. We're seeds, scattered across the galaxy, each one growing into something new. And maybe Billions of years from now, we'll all come together again, all the branches, all the evolved forms, and we'll tell each other stories about a blue world, a world of rain and thunder, a world we lost so we could become infinite. And you, yes, you, listening to this, you're part of this too. You're the bridge between the world that was and the world that will be. Every choice you make, every kindness, every moment of wonder, you're building the future. You're the ancestor the last humans will remember. So live beautifully, live curiously. Look up at the stars and know we're going there. Your children's children's children will walk on worlds we can't imagine. We'll become beings we can't comprehend. We'll carry the seed of consciousness to the edge of the universe and beyond. And it starts with you, right now, in this moment, breathing, existing, dreaming. If this journey moved you, if you want to explore more visions of our cosmic future, subscribe, join this tribe, give it a like, share it with someone who needs to remember that we're all stardust, temporarily conscious, briefly beautiful. We're building something here, a community of dreamers, of witnesses, of believers in the impossible, and you belong. But for now, sleep. Let yourself drift. You're safe. You're held. You're exactly where you need to be. The stars are singing you home. The universe is breathing through you. You're part of everything. Everything is part of you. Breathe in the dark between stars. Breathe out into infinity. Let go, let go, let go. You are stardust. You are light. You are the universe experiencing itself. And you are loved, so loved, by ancestors you'll never meet, by descendants you'll never know, by the cosmos itself. You are a miracle, a brief, beautiful miracle. And when you wake, you'll remember, not the details, not the words, but the feeling, the knowing that we're all connected, all one, all infinite, all home. Sleep now, dreamer, sleep. The last humans are watching over you. The first humans of new worlds are dreaming you into being. You're the bridge, the witness, the seed. And you are enough, more than enough. You are everything. Sleep, sleep, sleep. The stars are singing. Can you hear them? They're singing your name. They always have been, since the beginning of time, until the end of forever. You, beautiful, infinite, home.